The medical bay of the interstellar research vessel Harmony hummed with activity as Dr. Elena Rodriguez examined her most unusual patient. The tall, graceful being before her possessed 4 legs arranged in perfect symmetry, her violet skin shimmering under the clinical lights. Ambassador Nira of the Valaxian Republic had arrived 3 days ago for the historic first diplomatic meeting between their species, but something was clearly wrong. "Doctor, I must confess my embarrassment," Nira said, her melodic voice carrying notes of frustration. "My people have mastered faster-than-light travel, created cities that float among the clouds, and developed telepathic communication across vast distances. Yet here I am, unable to perform the most basic function of locomotion without veering to one side like a damaged spacecraft." Elena nodded sympathetically, reviewing the data on her tablet. The Valaxians were indeed impressive. Their technology surpassed humanity's in almost every measurable way. Their ships could traverse the galaxy in mere weeks. Their medicine could regenerate entire limbs, and their energy systems seemed to defy the laws of physics. But watching Nira attempt to walk across the medical bay revealed a peculiar truth about her species. "Tell me more about how this affects your daily life," Elena requested, activating her recording device. Nira's 4 amber eyes reflected her distress. "On my homeworld, we have constructed elaborate guidance systems throughout our cities. Magnetic pathways embedded in our walkways, gentle force fields that provide constant course correction, and even specialized servants whose sole purpose is to guide important individuals during formal ceremonies. Without these aids, we simply cannot maintain a straight trajectory." The human doctor found this fascinating rather than concerning. She had spent the morning reviewing footage of Valaxian society transmitted by their diplomatic corps. Their cities were marvels of engineering, but every public space featured intricate guidance systems. Citizens moved along predetermined paths. With mechanical precision, their movements controlled by external technology rather than internal coordination. "Ambassador, would you be willing to participate in some tests?" Elena asked. "I believe I might understand the source of your difficulty, and more importantly, why humans don't experience the same challenge." Nira agreed eagerly, desperate for answers. Elena began with simple exercises, asking the ambassador to walk between 2 points without any technological assistance. True to her complaint, Nira consistently drifted to her left, her elegant form moving in gentle arcs despite her conscious efforts to maintain direction. "Fascinating," Elena murmured, making notes. "Now let's try something different. I want you to close all 4 of your eyes and attempt to stand still." The result was immediate and dramatic. Without visual input, Nira began swaying significantly, her 4 legs shifting constantly as she struggled to maintain balance. Within moments, she stumbled and would have fallen if Elena hadn't steadied her. "How do humans manage such feats?" Nira asked in wonder. "Your species appears to possess an almost supernatural ability to navigate without technological assistance." Elena smiled, beginning to understand the true marvel of the situation. "Ambassador, I believe your people have evolved differently than humans in a very specific way. You see, humans possess something called a vestibular system, tiny organs in our inner ears that detect motion, rotation, and our orientation relative to gravity. We also have proprioception, which allows us to sense the position of our body parts without looking at them." She gestured to her own ear. "These systems work together to provide us with an internal compass and balance mechanism. It appears that Valaxians may have developed without these biological features, instead relying on external environmental cues for navigation and balance." Nira's expression shifted from embarrassment to curiosity. "You mean to suggest that humans possess internal guidance systems?" "Exactly," Elena confirmed. "Watch this." She closed her eyes, stood on 1 foot, and maintained perfect balance for 30 seconds. Then, she walked in a straight line across the room with her eyes shut, navigating around obstacles through spatial memory and internal sensing. The ambassador's 4 eyes widened in amazement. Impossible. Such abilities would be considered miraculous on my world. Elena continued her explanation, warming to the subject. Your people developed in an environment where external guidance was abundant, perhaps. Your homeworld has unique magnetic properties or gravitational fields that make natural navigation systems unnecessary. Instead, you evolved superior cognitive abilities, advanced spatial reasoning, and the technological prowess to create artificial guidance systems. But humans, Nira said, her voice filled with growing respect, developed these capabilities internally. Precisely. We had to. Our ancestors faced environments where getting lost meant death. Those who could navigate by the stars, maintain balance on uneven terrain, and walk straight without assistance were more likely to survive and reproduce. Over millions of years, these abilities became hardwired into our biology. Elena showed Nira recordings of human activities that would be impossible for Valaxians. Athletes performing complex acrobatic maneuvers, dancers spinning with perfect control, mountain climbers scaling vertical rock faces using only their sense of balance and spatial awareness. Your people's technological achievements are extraordinary, Elena continued, but humans excel in biological navigation and balance. We can walk straight lines in complete darkness, maintain equilibrium on unstable surfaces, and navigate complex, 3-dimensional environments using only our internal systems. The implications began to dawn on both of them. Valaxian society, for all its technological sophistication, was fundamentally dependent on external guidance systems. Their cities, their transportation, even their personal mobility required technological support. Humans, by contrast, carried their navigation systems within their own bodies. This explains much about human behavior that we found puzzling, Nira admitted. Your soldiers can fight effectively in chaotic environments. Your explorers venture into unmapped territories with confidence, and your athletes perform feats that seem to defy physical laws. We attributed this to technology or training, but it's actually biological. Elena nodded enthusiastically. And your people's achievements in creating perfect guidance systems make sense now, too. You didn't develop internal navigation, so you became masters of external navigation. Your cities are more precisely organized than anything humans have ever built, because you had to be precise to function. As their conversation continued, both beings began to appreciate the profound differences in their evolutionary paths. Valaxians had developed superior intellects and technological capabilities partially because they needed to compensate for their lack of internal navigation systems. Humans had developed remarkable biological navigation abilities that allowed them to explore and adapt to diverse environments without technological assistance. Doctor, Nira said finally, I came here embarrassed by what I saw as a fundamental weakness of my people. But you've helped me understand that we simply evolved different solutions to the same challenges. Your internal systems and our external systems represent 2 equally valid approaches to navigation and balance. Elena smiled warmly. Exactly, Ambassador. Neither approach is superior. They're just different. Your people's technological precision and our biological navigation systems both represent remarkable evolutionary achievements. Together, our species might accomplish far more than either could alone. The medical bay fell quiet as both beings contemplated the implications of their discovery. What had begun as a simple medical complaint had revealed fundamental truths about evolutionary adaptation, technological development, and the diverse ways intelligent life could solve universal challenges. In the days that followed, this revelation would reshape diplomatic relations between their species, leading to unprecedented cooperation and mutual respect. But in that moment, Elena and Nira simply marveled at the wonderful diversity of life in the universe.